Anna. Well, several courts...
Anna committed real white-collar felonies while posing as a socialite in an attempt to steal millions of dollars.
Hi, Anna. I just had some questions.
I have a question. What's you wearing? You look poor.
She is everything that is wrong with America right now.
I have to be honest, I loved inventing Anna, I did. But I knew she was gonna say something. The original Anna Sorokin, who, by the way, is set to be deported. But moving on now, several courts have held that for a defamation claim arising out of the portrayal of a fictional character to be actionable, the description of the fictional character must be so closely akin to the real person that a third party, knowing the real person, would have no difficulty linking the two. Well, let's have entertainment lawyer Omotayo Alemeru Abiode expatiate on this very common issue in the entertainment industry. When I saw the story, I just knew that this is a subject that we had to talk about, because this is not the first time it's going to happen, nor the second. The most recent one I would remember was Wolf of Wall Street, where there was a character in the movie that came out to basically say that, you know, they portrayed his likeness in the film and he wanted to sue, although that case was eventually thrown out. There's another series that's supposed to be out on Hulu, which is called Mike. It's about Mike Tyson. Now, Mike Tyson has been screaming literally at the top of his voice about this. You know, he's been basically saying that, listen, this is my story. Don't tell my story for me. I'll tell my story myself. But obviously, Hulu has gone on to tell his story. And now, in order to fight back, he's getting ready to release his own biopic. So, you know, let me start by saying, on what basis can an individual, say an Anna Sorokin for inventing Anna, or a Nola for the Queen's Gambit, or even a Mike Tyson come forward to say that you've released a story and you have defamed me as a person through your portrayal of me in your film, even though sometimes it's supposed to be fictional?
Okay, basically, thank you, Kachi.
Sure.
Basically, what defamation is about is the fact that you're putting out a false story about somebody.
Yeah.
So in this instance, if the story is true, first of all, you actually have the right to, there's nothing stopping you from putting out someone's real life story if it is actually true. So this is where defamation comes in, is where the story is false, one, and where you have depicted the character such that it is injuring the person's image, injuring their character. So even if someone has done something in the past and you're not totally sure of the entire truth of that story, you shouldn't put it out there as a true story, because every individual watching it, Netflix has over how many streamers? I really can't count now. And then you're putting this person's story out there like this is what they did. Then the other part of it is that of invasion of privacy, because you can give the defense of well, this story is true, so it's not defamatory. But you can also sue as an individual whose privacy is being infringed upon. So it's quite dicey. There's a thin line between, okay, you saying the truth, the whole truth, on the one side, and you saying the truth, but infringing on somebody else's privacy. So when writers want to bring up screenwriters or producers of movies, definitely they have to take up some active steps to avoid things like this. Yes.
Okay. So, because, I mean, we don't have so much time left, but I just want to know, as an individual, how can, and like really briefly, how can an individual protect themselves? You know, like, how do I protect myself, for instance? What if someone says, oh, I want to tell the story of Kachi, and, you know, they might have some truth to it, but I don't want certain details about myself out there.
It's as simple as you have said. I forgot to mention earlier that permission also is required. If you really want to say someone's story, it's more proper to talk to the person, seek their permission before you put out details about this person. Some stories are actually public. They're already in the public domain.
Yes, I was going to say, like the Mike Tyson case.
It's already an obvious truth. So that may be an exception. But it's proper for you to avoid being slammed with lawsuits like this, because it's going to be more expensive in the long run. So it's better you just come up plain ask the individual, I would like to say a story about you, Kachi. This is what the story, you can even run down the scripts with them. And then if they do not want a certain part of their story to be told, they have that right. And if you go against that, then aside defamation, because if it is true, they can sue you for invading into their own privacy. Yes.
All right, well, Omotayo, as usual, delivering it pinpoint squared. Thank you so much for giving us this information, of course. And we are about to wrap things up on Arise 360, but not before the final video of the day. Still within the world of film and TV, Harry Styles is really getting into the industry. Now, this is for the policeman. The arrival of Patrick into Marion and Tom's home triggers the exploration of seismic events from 40 years previously. But before I leave you to enjoy this trailer, this is goodbye from all of us here in Lagos, Nigeria. Remember to catch us every weekday at 5 p.m.